a unique opportunity for anime and manga fans. If you're a One Piece fan, I'm sure you'd love to draw your favorite characters. Now you can get 2 amazing books for free. The first book will teach you drawing techniques, and the second one will show you how to create art directly on your phone without even needing to draw. You'll be able to create stunning virtual artwork just like the one on your screen right now. Both books are completely free if you act fast and click the link in the description. Don't waste time. This is a one-of-a-kind opportunity. Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. Luffy didn't fight back against Bellamy's attack, which raised many questions among fans. After all, at that moment, everyone was sure Luffy should show Bellamy the true power of the man who will become the king of the pirates. However, we now have the answer to this, and you'll discover it in today's video. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. The scene where Luffy and Zoro decide not to fight back against Bellamy and his men in One Piece during the Skypiea saga is one of the series' most iconic moments. For many, the moment may seem confusing, even contradictory, especially for those who have seen Luffy in countless battles, always standing up for his ideals and friends. However, it's precisely this choice, not to fight back, that reinforces what it means to be a true dreamer in the world of One Piece. Returning to the context of the event, it all begins in Mocktown in Chapter 223, where Luffy, Zoro, and Nami visit the city seeking information about the legendary Skypiea, the Sky Island. The idea of an island floating above the clouds is seen as so absurd that the pirates of Mocktown, including Bellamy, don't hesitate to ridicule Luffy and his crew. Bellamy, in particular, embodies the arrogance and materialism that dominate Mocktown. He believes dreams are foolish and that the world has no place for fools who insist on pursuing the impossible. Upon entering the bar, Bellamy taunts Luffy, mocking his quest for Skypiea. Even in the face of insults and provocation, Luffy remains calm, which is surprising for those who know his explosive temper. This calmness, however, is not a sign of weakness or an acceptance of humiliation, but a deliberate decision rooted in one of the most important moments of his childhood. In Chapter 1, at the very beginning of the series, we are introduced to Shanks, the pirate, who serves as Luffy's inspiration. In a crucial moment, Shanks is insulted and attacked by Higuma, a local bandit. Even though Shanks is clearly stronger, he doesn't react. His posture surprises young Luffy, who initially sees it as a sign of weakness. However, Shanks explains that it's not worth fighting over insignificant things. Dignity, dreams, and the lives of others are far more valuable than responding to empty provocations. This lesson becomes one of the foundations of Luffy's philosophy. Years later, when facing Bellamy, Luffy applies Shanks' lesson. Bellamy represents everything Luffy despises: a lack of faith in dreams, cynicism, and an obsession with material gain. In Chapter 224, when Bellamy attacks, Luffy remains unmoved. His decision not to fight back isn't out of fear or weakness, but because Bellamy is not a real threat. He poses no danger to Luffy's dreams and therefore does not deserve his attention or strength. Zoro, loyal to his captain, adopts the same stance. He understands that fighting Bellamy would contradict Luffy's vision, and even more, waste energy on something purposeless. Zoro's strength lies in his loyalty and his ability to judge when a fight is necessary and when it isn't. To him, Bellamy is as insignificant as he is to Luffy. Another significant aspect of this scene is Luffy's interaction with Teach, which occurs shortly after the encounter with Bellamy. Still in Chapter 223, Teach the future Blackbeard crosses paths with Luffy and Nami. He hears about Luffy's dreams and, unlike Bellamy, reacts with enthusiasm. People's dreams never die, he exclaims, showing that even in a world as cruel as One Piece, there are still those who believe in the impossible. This statement directly contrasts Bellamy's worldview and reinforces the idea that true dreamers are unfazed by criticism or laughter. However, what happens in Mocktown is just part of the story. The real turning point comes in the following chapters when Bellamy crosses the line. Upon learning that Mont Blanc Cricket, Masira, and Shuju Luffy's allies in the search for Skypiea were attacked and robbed by Bellamy, Luffy changes his stance. In Chapter 231, he decides to return to Mocktown and confront Bellamy. This change of attitude might seem contradictory at first, but it is actually a reaffirmation of Luffy's values. He doesn't fight for pride or to prove something to himself. He fights for those who cannot defend themselves and to protect others' dreams. By robbing and attacking Cricket and his companions, Bellamy committed an act that goes against everything Luffy stands for. The moment of the punch in Chapter 232 is one of the most impactful in the series. Bellamy, confident in his victory, underestimates Luffy once again. He charges forward with his spring hopper, believing his ability will be enough to defeat the Straw Hat Captain. However, with a single punch, Luffy defeats Bellamy. This punch is not just a display of physical strength, but a statement about the power of dreams. This fight also marks the beginning of a change in Bellamy. Defeated by Luffy, he begins to question his own beliefs and eventually starts to see the world differently. His redemption is explored later in the series, but it all begins with this moment where he is forced to confront the strength of those who believe in the impossible. What makes this scene so powerful is that it encapsulates the essence of One Piece. The series is not just about battles and adventures, but about the importance of believing in dreams, even when the entire world seems to be against you. Luffy, by initially not fighting back against Bellamy and later defeating him, demonstrates that true strength isn't about reacting to provocations, but about fighting for what truly matters. This philosophy permeates the entire journey of the Straw Hat crew. Every member has a dream that seems impossible, but it is precisely this impossibility that drives them. And as Luffy showed in Mocktown, these dreams are unshakable, even in the face of the world's cynicism and cruelty. By analyzing this moment from Skypiea, it's clear that Luffy's decision not to fight back against Bellamy is much more than a simple choice. It's a manifestation of his unwavering belief in the power of dreams and the value of protecting what truly matters. This scene, like so many others in One Piece, is a reminder that true strength lies not just in fists, but in the determination to never give up on one's ideals. However, Luffy's choice in Mocktown not to retaliate against Bellamy goes far beyond that moment. The impact of this decision echoes in his future interactions, showing that this stance was not an isolated incident, but rather a reflection of the fundamental values Luffy carries throughout his journey. Revisiting the moments following Bellamy's defeat and even events in future sagas, it becomes clear how Luffy's philosophy shapes his choices and challenges his enemies in ways that go beyond physical strength. After defeating Bellamy and embarking on the adventure to Skypiea, Luffy's determination is constantly tested. In the Enies Lobby saga, facing the rulers of CP9, we see another facet of his philosophy. He fights not only to rescue Nico Robin, but to show that the dreams of his crew are as important as his own. In this arc, in chapter 398, Luffy declares that he will never allow anyone to take away his comrades' dreams. This stance, which begins with the refusal to retaliate against Bellamy's provocations, evolves into an unwavering commitment to protecting those who believe in the impossible. However, the impact of this philosophy is not limited to moments of victory. In Marineford, during the Great Battle, Luffy is forced to face enemies far more powerful than Bellamy. The overwhelming strength of characters like the Admirals and Whitebeard makes it clear that determination alone is not enough to overcome every challenge. Even so, Luffy remains true to his principles, always prioritizing what truly matters, in this case, saving Ace. The contrast between the initial humiliation in Mocktown and the events of Marineford is striking. While Luffy chose not to retaliate against Bellamy because there was no reason to, he risks everything in Marineford because his brother's life was at stake. This parallel shows that Luffy can discern what truly deserves his energy in his fight, a maturity that reinforces the complexity of his character. Later, after the events of Marineford and the temporary separation from his crew, Luffy begins to understand that strength is not only physical, but also emotional. The decision to train for 2 years with Rayleigh, explored starting in chapter 597, reflects this learning. He recognizes that to protect his friends and their dreams, he will need to become even stronger. Not to respond to trivial provocations, but to face challenges that truly matter. When Luffy encounters Bellamy again in Dressrosa in chapter 724, the context is entirely different. Bellamy, now more humble and introspective, is trying to prove his worth as an ally of Doflamingo. Their interaction is charged with tension, but also mutual respect. Bellamy, who once mocked dreams, is now trapped in a desperate quest for recognition. Luffy, on the other hand, remains steadfast, reaffirming that dreams do not need external validation. This reunion is a crucial moment for both. Bellamy, who once personified cynicism and contempt for dreamers, is now a victim of his own choices. He sees in Luffy the strength of someone who has never given up on his ideals, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable adversity. When Bellamy asks Luffy to defeat him in battle, Luffy's reluctance to comply shows how much he values Bellamy's redemption and personal journey. Looking at other antagonists who cross Luffy's path, many share traits with Bellamy. Crocodile, for instance, also despises dreamers, using his intelligence and strength to manipulate others and achieve his goals. However, unlike Bellamy, Crocodile is an experienced strategist who recognizes Luffy's potential after his defeat. This evolution of antagonists, from mockers like Bellamy to respectful opponents like Crocodile, reinforces the impact of Luffy's commitment to his dreams. Even in in the Whole Cake Island arc facing Big Mom, Luffy continues to exemplify his philosophy. He fights to protect Sanji and his family, but never strays from his path due to provocations. During Sanji's arranged marriage, Luffy faces challenges that test not only his strength, but also his patience and ability to prioritize what truly matters. He does not waste time on minor enemies, focusing only on what is essential to achieve his goal. In the New World, the concept of not retaliating against provocations is taken to an even deeper level. Facing Yonko like Kaido and Big Mom, Luffy understands that not every battle can be won immediately. Sometimes retreating or delaying a confrontation is the only way to protect those who depend on him. This maturity contrasts sharply with the impulsive Luffy at the beginning of the series and shows how much he has grown as a leader. Finally, the impact of his decision in Mocktown is felt even in the series' final moments. As Luffy advances toward the One Piece, facing increasingly formidable challenges, his ability to discern when to fight and when to retreat continues to guide him. Bellamy, who started as an arrogant adversary, becomes a reminder that true strength lies not in responding to every provocation, but in fighting for the dreams that truly matter. By not retaliating against Bellamy in that bar in Mocktown, Luffy not only demonstrated his strength of character, but also set the tone for his entire journey. He showed that dreams cannot be destroyed by words or fists, and that true greatness lies in knowing how to choose the battles worth fighting. This moment, though simple in its execution, encapsulates everything One Piece represents: unwavering belief in the impossible and the strength to defend it no matter what. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.